We're back for part 2. We got through the yellows, greens, and blues, and now today we are going to look at pinks, purples, and burgundies. I would say this is my largest group of inks. I am very much a pink and purple ink sort of person, and I have a lot of them because I'm very picky about my purples, and I've yet to find the perfect purple for me, or perfect dark purple for me. So I've tried a lot of purples this year. So let's talk about purple and pink inks today. All right, we are over at the desk, so let's go through all of the fabulous purple and pink inks that I've somehow managed to collect. All right, let's get into it. Van Diemen's Dusk is up first. This is a purple that I've debated getting a bottle of for probably over a year at this point. I think next year's the year because I do really like how it looks when it's written with. It is really legible for a pale purple, and so I think a bottle's coming home with me. Harlequin Dreams from Ferris Wheel Press was an ink that they came out with, I want to say in like January or February of 2024. It's quite pretty. It's got some nice shading to it, and it was sort of like just a nice basic purple, which is fun. Mont Blanc Elixir Violette de Cobalt is another fabulously fun color. This is actually a sample from Aziza over at Gourmet Pens, and I absolutely adore the color. It is something that I think I might have to find in a bottle on the secondhand market, though I am afraid to find out what it goes for on the secondhand market. I just adore how it looks when written with, and even how it looks on the paper. Visconti Orchid and Blossom was a surprise for this year. I ended up buying my bottle, I think, for $5 at the Atlas Sidewalk sale on the sort of damaged boxes table, and I actually really like it. I haven't inked it up in a pen yet, but I have used it in the dip pen or just like dipping a nib a couple times this year, and I do really, really like it. So I think I need to commit to putting it in a pen in January. Private Reserve Purple Mojo, I do really like as a dark purple. My issue with it is, again, it feathers, so I need to find a different paper to put it on. Colorverse Grand Marnier, stunning, super pretty. I need a bottle of it. I love it on both papers. It's this like moody dark gray purple. Oh, it's so much fun. Colorverse Antimatter, again, super fun. I own the Colorverse box set that includes both matter and antimatter, but I also own antimatter in a tiny weeny sample vial from the Chicago Pen Show. This was in the goodie bag this year, so I guess I own 2 bottles of it. It also looks very different on different papers, so it's very pink there, but very like muted gray here. Bayou Berry Mist, I adore this color. I need to put it in a pen as I look at pens and figure out what I can ink it up in right now, which I should not be doing. I'm cleaning out pens for Christmas, not inking up more pens. Super fun, muted, moody, purple gray color. Gave me all like my dusty vibes that I wanted in an ink this year. Magical Metropolis has this sort of like green gold sheen that I don't love in a purple, but it does look really pretty on this paper, so I think that means it'll be fine in my traveler's notebook because this is closer to how papers tend to act in my travelers. Tanzanite Sky, I adore this color. There's a reason I am almost out of my 5ml sample of it, and I'm really sad I wasn't able to snag a bottle before it was sold out online. Sailor Magno Nicoliani. Love this color. There's a reason that I also like the next 5 colors look almost the same. I'm very much a sort of like pale purpley pink person, and so I own many of them. It's a great color. I've had it inked up a couple of times. I suspect I'll ink it up several more times this year. And I definitely want more of the Sailor Magno inks going forward because they are some of my favorite inks. Vinta Mascara, again, one of my favorite inks. Has been in a pen several times this year, and is super fun and also very different than the Sailor ink. Kiwi Inks Lavender. Again, super fun. Have not inked it up yet because I only recently got my sample of it, but I do love how blue it is, and so I think it might be the ink I ink up next when I ink this up again. I'm thinking that's going in it. Dominant Industries Evening. Another one of these very pretty pinky, bluey, purple colors. I've probably used 5 ml of my bottle in this single Kaweco pen. I love the ink color, and I'm very sad they've discontinued it. Ferris Wheel Press Little Rabina. I went back and forth on ordering this color for ages. There were some really mixed reviews on it, but I did have store credit that I wanted to spend, and I did want to buy just inks with my store credit. I don't love their paper. I don't love their pens because most of them I can't get the caps off of, and so I got a huge amount of ink, and this was one of them, and I do quite like it. Though I haven't put it in a pen. I've just used it dip, but it's quite nice. Madame Mulberry. So this is my Madame Mulberry from Knights, which was an open bottle. This was their store sample bottle, and it's a slightly different color than my current Madame Mulberry, which is much pinker. That being said, Madame Mulberry's been discontinued as well, and I now have another bottle of it. Because much like Dusk and Bloom, it is one of those colors that I just sort of constantly have inked up, and I didn't want to find a new dusty purpley color that plays nicely on all the papers I use. Geribon Coco de Brazil. This came up in 20 questions a few times this summer, and so when I had the opportunity to pick up a sample, I did. I haven't inked it up in a pen yet, but I do understand why people like the color. Pilot Cuir Sam. This was discontinued. Seems to be a theme of my ink collection, is that things were discontinued. I have a bottle of it though. I have both a sample and a bottle. I actually haven't opened my bottle, so this is a swatch from my sample because I did get a sample, and then when I discovered I liked the sample, I was planning on getting a bottle, and then like the day before I went to order my bottles, they got discontinued. And I was luckily able to place my order before prices started to go up and they started to sell out everywhere. So I have a bottle of both this and one of the other colors that's been discontinued. Private Reserve Arabian Rose. This is another one of their colors that does not feather, and I love it. Whereas the Conklin version, which is almost the same color, called Dusty Rose, does feather a whole bunch, which makes me really sad because I do really like this color, and I've only found, I think I own one paper this plays really nicely on, and so I need to do some more paper investigating. If you've got any paper advice for Conklin, Monteverde, and Private Reserve inks, let me know, because I do really like their inks. I just have really bad luck with them feathering on pages. Robert Oster Cherry Blossom. I have talked about getting a bottle of this for a while, and I haven't, and then I was able to pick up a sample at the Atlas Sidewalk sale, and I'm still unsure if I want a bottle or not. I love it when it's written with. I don't love it in the dip. We'll see. So this swatch says Guitar Gold Star. It's actually Teranishi Innocent Mauve. I got this bottle for my birthday. I have not inked it up yet, but it's super pretty and I quite like it. Grape Ice Pop from Ferris Wheel Press. I adore this color. I've had it in a sample. I then got a bottle of it, and then they discontinued it, and it's sort of my perfect dark purple, and so I bought a second bottle of it with points, and I don't regret that decision at all. Mont Blanc Amethyst Purple. Mine is very red. I've seen some other swatches that it seems to lean more blue. For whatever reason, mine is very, very red. I do like it though. I haven't inked it up in a pen though, because I've only had it about a week. Beaver Dam Brown from Ferris Wheel Press. This is a brown that for whatever reason leans very purple, and I really like it. So I've stuck it with my purple swatches. I've inked this up from the sample. I had a sample of this before I bought a bottle with points, and now I haven't inked it up yet. It sort of feels like a very fall color, and I didn't get it until after we had snow on the ground. So it might have to wait until I need a brown for sketching for my next use of a brown pen. Monteverde Chameleon. I love this color. I don't love the feathering. It's such a pretty purple. I love it. And then it starts to feather, and I don't love it. I need a different paper for Monteverde. And it's just like, there are just some inks that I own that just don't play nicely on all the papers, and that's like a common issue with some ink brands. But I smudge my page too much to use Tomoe River. I need something that dries quickly, or like draws the ink in quickly, but still doesn't feather. Diamine Earl Grey, another Reddit ink, and I adore this color. I've had this color inked for a very long time. Currently, it is in my little wancher. It's been in this pen for several months, to the extent that I've stopped including this pen in inked videos, because this pen's just sort of always inked, and it's always the same color, and it's sort of boring to keep including it in inked videos. Strawberry Macaron. Love this color as a dip. Hate how pale it is when you go to write with it. Hence, no bottles come home. Kitten Paws from Van Diemen's. I wanted to love this ink. This ink had kept appearing on people's like list of top pink inks. I had seen a whole bunch of swatches I loved of it, and I just don't. There's just something about it that I don't love, and that makes me really sad because I wish I loved it. Malibu Blush, Ferris Wheel Press. Super fun color, but also something I haven't picked up in bottle. Birmingham Pen Company, Magnolia Mirage. I just own Birmingham Pen Company inks as samples. I do love this though, and I need to put it in a pen. It does have a little bit of feathering on that G, but I love that effect. Monteverde Rose Pink. It feathers, but it doesn't feather as badly. I did have this inked up for a while in my Leonardo Belladinote X Goldspot pen, and it was super fun in that pen. So I'm probably going to ink it up again, because in that pen you definitely do see it's a soft flex. Or sorry, it's an elastic flex. And you see all of the fun shading. This is Flamingo Pink. It's from an ink company that's no longer around, but it is a super fun pink color. I got it from Kari for my birthday. Birmingham Pen Co. Amaranth. Once again, feathering, but super fun. Not my style of pink, so I won't be picking up a bottle of it, but it is fun. Ferris Wheel Press Pink Eraser. I bought mine as a part bottle, and I adore it. They have just discontinued this. I might have to see if I can pick up another part bottle of it. It does feather a little bit on this paper, but it doesn't feather in my traveler's notebooks. Private Reserve Shell Pink. Again, super pretty, super cute. Feathers on this paper, but I haven't inked it up in a pen to find out how badly it feathers on my normal paper. Pilot Kazumu. I'm just butchering these pronunciations now. I own a bottle of this ink because they discontinued it, and I think it's really pretty and I really like it. And yeah. Pilot Momji. It's just like almost too bright for me as a pink. I don't own a bottle of it. I doubt I will. I don't love it. Diplomat Orchid. I purely own a bottle of this for mixing because it went on Atlas Last Chance, and I think I paid like $5 for my bottle of it. I really like it, and I've actually inked it up not for mixing, but I did purely buy my bottle to mix with. Ferris Wheel Press Lights of Broadway. Super fun color. I accidentally knocked over most of my ink sample of this, so rip that. But it is a super fun color. Didn't love it enough to buy a bottle of it though on points. So take that as what you will. Ferris Wheel Press Double Raspberry. I have an 85 ml bottle of this that I bought with points. I really like this color. Like there's no explanation for why I like this color so much. I'm really not like a bright pinks person. I'm such a moody colors person, like a moody blues and everything. But there's something about this pink that I adore. And so I got an 85 ml bottle of it. I figured I could mix with some of it if I needed to. And yeah. Naveler Orchid Flower. Quite like this color. I've got it in a sample. I think I've got a 10 ml sample of it from somebody. And I suspect I will be picking it up in a bottle at a show at some point. Ferris Wheel Press The Sherry Sonata. This is another one of those moody colors that they came out with at the beginning of 2024. I've inked it up, I think, twice. I do really like it. But it really works best if I've got like a month where it's just like moody colors. Otherwise, it really stands out, and that isn't what I always want. So I will be inking it up again. I do wish it had a little more, as you can sort of see, like the letters get nice, sort of like nicely outlined with the dark color and then really bright in the middle. And I do love that. And I just wish it popped more. Colorverse Andromeda. I will be buying a bottle of this. I've got a sample. I adore the sample. A bottle will need to come home with me. But here's my debate. Do I get Colorverse Andromeda or do I get Pilot Yamabudo? Only one of them will find a home in my collection. And the thing is, Yamabudo comes up all the time in 20 questions. And so I don't know if I just get a thing of Yamabudo, because Yamabudo is so pretty. Ferris Wheel Press Spadina Rose. Another one of their fabulous muted, moody colors that they've discontinued. I picked mine up purely because, one, moody pink, two, my favorite art store's on Spadina. Spadina is the home to Goldspot, and I was, at this point, trying to use up the last of my points and just like needed one more bottle of ink, and so I decided that Spadina Rose was the ink I'd go for, and I'm really glad that I did because I've sort of always overlooked it, and I think it's a really pretty moody pink. Royal Rhubarb. I have a 38 ml bottle of this. Love the color. It's super great. I adore it. Burgundy Red. Once again, for whatever reason, my sample looks really different than other people's swatches of it. I believe on Mountain of Ink, she compares it to Napa Burgundy, which is the color underneath it, and her bottle was incredibly similar. And I've tried it on a bunch of papers comparing the two. Mine are very different. But mine is also very different from the swatch in store of Burgundy Red from Mont Blanc. So I don't know if I just got a weird bottle. That being said, I don't hate it. But I think I'm probably going to end up mixing a little bit more purple into it when I do use it, just to like change the color ever so slightly. And then finally, Monteverde Napa Burgundy. I have a bottle of this color. It does feather, but it doesn't feather as badly as some of the other Monteverde colors. And so I have inked it up in a pen, and really, it's not awful. So I will be inking it up more next year. And hopefully I find a paper that works well for me. So there we go. We've gone through purples, we've gone through pinky purples, and then we've gone through pinks. So I'm sure that I've probably missed some of your favorite ink colors. Let me know down below if you have a favorite pink or purple color that I've missed. Did I include your favorite pink or purple ink color in this video? Did I completely miss a brand that you love? I'm sure I did. So I would love to hear below what ink colors or brands you think I should add to my collection next year. I am truly shocked at how many inks I gained this year, but I think that just sort of happens in this hobby sometimes. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.